Hello, everyone. Brie Sodano here, live with you. Today, I will be talking about what to do when your spouse isn't getting on board with your financial plan, with your financial desires. One of the biggest obstacles that I come in contact with my clients is, so most of the time, clients are coming to see me and they're like, dude, how do I get my spouse on board? Like I'm trying to do all these things. Most of my clients are ladies. So they're like, and he's not helping. On a very primal level, men want to be providers, protectors, and keep their women happy. So provide, protect, and please. You are talking to your husband about, or your boyfriend or your spouse about money. What could end up happening is, on a primal, this is not a conscious level, but on a primal, like subconscious level, they're feeling like a bad provider, and like now you're not happy. So you're kind of kicking them in the nuts before you're really even getting started with the discussion, which is problematic for trying to get somebody to cooperate. So here's the process that I'm using with clients when their spouse is resistant to wanting to do a budget, when their spouse is continuing to spend money on things that they want, or is like opposed to getting help. So the first thing that you want to understand is your own scarcity. You want to understand how you behave when you're in scarcity. And so I talk about this in my Plenty course, which is $27, and you can get it at sharkschool.online. We each have different ways that scarcity shows up for us. And so you're going to see your scarcity in one way, and your spouse is going to have, or your love, however we want, is going to have a different version of scarcity. And so you want to understand your own, like how you behave when you're in scarcity. And so this is going to be critically important so that you can stop making decisions in scarcity. Because if you make decisions in scarcity, what ends up happening is then you're going to criticize them for making decisions in scarcity. And then we just end up butting heads and we end up fighting about it and nobody's making progress. Then you want to start to track your transactions, and you want to start to go through and get any time leaks closed. So if you're going to the grocery store 4 days a week, you want to stop doing that. Anything that leaks time, any procurement of goods, or anything that you do in general that causes a major time leak, you want to stop. You want to close those time leaks up. Most of my clients come in and they're in a state of like busy, broken, exhausted. There's a lot going on. There's a lot on the plate. There's a lot to do. So if you can start to get some time back, what that really does for you is it gives you the space to find mental energy. So this may be planning something out rather than doing it by the seat of your pants. There's like a different level of stress when you're like, tonight we're going to have turkey meatloaf, versus, oh God, I didn't take meat out of the freezer. Let's get a pizza. But your time is going to help you to reclaim your mental energy. So that's the next thing that you want to do. You want to see where you're leaking mental energy. So if you need a plan around your debt and that's really weighing on you, put a plan. If you need to make phone calls about your student loans, do that. If you need to pick out health insurance, do that. Anywhere where you're leaking mental energy, anywhere where you're thinking about the same thing over and over again, that's a mental energy leak. Now, when you have some mental energy freed up and you've closed some of these mental energy leaks with your time, then what you want to start to do is you want to look for any emotional leaks that you're doing in your spending, right? And we're not going to worry about what our love, our spouse is doing just yet, because there's a certain amount of momentum that you need to get before they're going to be able to hop on board. You may want to start to look, oh my goodness, you know what? I wander at Home Goods after I had a hard day at work. You want to close up those emotional gaps. So it may be, you may need to be unwinding, or you may need to find a different outlet for stress, or you may need to find a different outlet for pleasure. After you've done these things, you're going to start to see progress in your finances just from you cleaning up your side of the street. So you're going to start to see yourself understanding your emotions around your scarcity. You're going to start to tighten up your time. You're going to start to tighten up your mental energy, your emotional energy. And then you're going to start to see actual financial progress. And by this point, by the time you've closed up some of those mental leaks, you may have put in place a plan for your debt or plan for this. And then there's a momentum that builds that will help a spouse get on board. So oftentimes I see clients taking action and really being the leader in their household finances, and then seeing the spouse hop on board sometimes between 3 and 5 months later. So you have to be able to tolerate the injustice of it, the unfairness of it for a while before they're going to see enough to see that you're serious and you're not trying to just get them to get the momentum, if that makes sense. So that I find that to be the most successful way to get a spouse on board. So I love you. I appreciate you. Thank you for watching, and I will see you later.